So guys, welcome back to the channel. This right here is the BassJaxx Cube, and you can find this at Five Below. I believe the price tag was either $7 or $8 before taxes. I forget which one, but it is in a section with other headphones. They boast a 24-hour battery life. Of course, that's including the case. So you will have to charge it, put it in the case, charge them back up, and then use them again. Just be aware of that. You have touch controls. They are very, very sensitive. Auto pairing, which basically means that the left side and the right side pair to one another without you having to do anything. And then you can take them through your Bluetooth. I don't see any IP rating or anything like that. It's about 2.5 to 3 hours to fully charge these from 0% to 100%. So you could definitely tell that we moved away from those 6-hour battery life headphones total, or 9 hours that Five Below used to sell. And now they're selling better products, or BassJaxx is at least releasing better products because they understand that you need better battery life for the price tag that you're asking for. And so far, I have, pretty high expectations for these. You never know what happens. Anyway, let's get into this video and talk about it and see if they're actually worth the asking price. For anyone that doesn't have the patience to hear me ramble, go in the description. It will show you, it'll be timestamps of each section so you can go to the part that you want to see. Let's get into this video. As soon as you take the headset outside of the box, this is everything that you see here. So for one, we have the instructions, we have the USB-C cable, and like I always say in every video, you can use the one that comes inside of the box itself, but you also have the option to use your regular cell phone charger if it's USB-C. If you're an iPhone 15 user, that USB-C will also work with this device. But my only suggestion is not to use higher end chargers, meaning 60 watt and 120 watt chargers, because you don't want to blow out your product. You never know. And right here itself is the actual headset. So I actually haven't used this headset. We're going to use it in real time together over a period of a couple of days and see how well it works. Now, I'm going to go ahead and peel this back. This is the LED screen right here. As a matter of fact, if you look closely, you can actually see the look like a 188 symbol and looks like a charging symbol. We're about to take a look at that in a moment. I'm going to show you the headphones in a second. Okay, that's cool. So right here, the headset actually pops backwards. You have your USB-C right here on the back of the headset. This case isn't IP rated, so just make sure you keep this away from water because you could cause a possible electrical fire or short out your headset. So just be careful about that. As soon as you pop these open, you're going to want to take the earbuds out, and they actually have the blue tip right here, which protects it. Well, no, I'm sorry, this doesn't protect it. The contacts are what you use to charge it. So as soon as you peel this off and put it back inside the case, let me just do that to the second one real fast before we continue this video. All right, there we go. So just push that to the side. So here's the first one, it pops right in, or you might have to manually fit it in a little bit. And here is the second one. So if you look at the screen right here, it says 41%, and it's going to show your product charging. So the same way this case is charging, if you look at the left side, it'll actually charge and the right side will charge. So I'm gonna just make sure that the right side is fit in properly because it's not lighting up at all. There we go. So the right side now is connected. Well, not connected, but it's connected to the sensors. So it should register, I guess, eventually. So, or it could just be fully charged and the right one isn't charged. Either way, you can actually see the visuals on the outside of the case, which I think is a really cool feature. And if you look at the size of the case, this is pretty solid. For instance, if I shake it, the case won't pop open right here. Instead, you have to take both fingers and pull that back because it's kind of like a clicky latch, which is pretty secure in my opinion. I think that's pretty cool. And the earbuds themselves don't look too bad, though. I do want to say, for whatever reason, the left one isn't charging. There we go. So I think it's charging now. I'm not sure. Like I said before, it's probably fully charged. Either way, it's a pretty simplistic headset. They come in multiple colors if you're at Five Below, the Cube. And I would just suggest for anyone out there, because I'm having second thoughts. I'm starting to think that maybe the left side might be, there we go, it finally registered. At first I thought it was actually defective, but it decided to finally register. And that's going to happen with Five Below products. Sometimes you're going to get one, it'll register for a moment, it'll deregister. You might have to actually clean off the bud or clean off the contacts of the case itself and the inside to make sure that, it actually receives a charge. If it doesn't for any reason, hold on to your receipt and definitely take them back. Don't hold on to a defective product. I know I have people on the channel from time to time that let me know that some of their stuff doesn't work. And I'm like, that's not me that's causing that problem. That's just a defect of the manufacturer. So with that being said, let's go over the instructions to see if there's anything useful in here. Let's see, so with the instructions, it'll show you what the LED, what I showed you earlier about the LED case, the instructions is showing right now. It does actually do specifications are right over here. Charge time between 2.5 to 3 hours. It says it has a play time of 24 hours. Now, to be perfectly clear, these do not have a play time of 25 hours. They last for a couple hours in ear, and then you have to put it back in the case. So the case will give you a total of 24 hours, including with the earbuds, but not just with one charge. You are going to have to constantly put them back in the case. I've had other BassJaxx products that were similar to this where it didn't have that long of a battery life. So please do be aware of that. Don't think you want to pop it in your ear and it's going to last all day. It shows you how to actually pair this. So let me just pull this information a little bit closer for you guys that want to see this, that may have lost the instruction manual. All right, there we go. When you go to Bluetooth mode, it's going to say EP70702 TWS. I don't know if the TWS is going to be there, but it's definitely going to show this part at least. Shows you how to end calls, answer calls, disconnect, what they do, the function buttons like pause, play, go to the next song, things like that, charging earbuds. And then we have the back of the headset, which shows you the USB-C cable that comes with it, and basically recharge charging case. It lets you know what you need to do. I will preference this by saying that there have been some people in the past that have told me that their headphones stopped working. And when I told them to charge it, they finally charged it. They didn't realize that they had to charge the actual box itself. As crazy as that sounds, if you're not used to wireless earbuds like this, and this is your first time, you may not know. So just make sure that once you take them out of the case, you charge them to 100%. It'll show it on the front of the screen when it reaches 100, and then you start using the earbud. You can use them as soon as you take them out of the case, but the safer bet is to just charge them first to make sure you get the maximum use out of it. Now, let's go over to the next section, which is going to be how to sync them. The sync process is going to be very, very simple, and I'm going to show you in real time. So what I'm going to do is open up this case. That's number one. Take these earbuds out of the case. All right, so I don't know if you can see the little light right there, but they're syncing the left and the right bud to each other right now. So I'm just letting them do their thing. Looks like they already synced to each other. Now the process is to sync it to an actual headset. Let me do that. All right, so here's the tablet right here. Let me just get that glare out of the way so you guys can see it in real time. I'm gonna go ahead and go to settings. Depending on whatever phone you're using or tablet or Steam Deck or whatever Bluetooth device, because these are Bluetooth, you're gonna go to Bluetooth. For the most part, the process is gonna be the same. Now for Samsung devices, it automatically will search it as soon as you go to Bluetooth. For like a Motorola device or anything else, which I'm using a Motorola phone right now. I gave my wife my Samsung device, so the quality of this video might have dipped. It's because I'm using a different camera. Here it is right here. Some phones require you to actually press pair, or not pair, search, and then it'll actually search it up. So it says EP0702 TWS. We talked about that in a previous section. I'm going to go ahead and tap that. All right, hit pair, boom, we are connected. Now the headset is already at 80%, as you can see. They're connected. We're good to go. As soon as you pop them back inside the case, let me make sure I get the right side. It actually says right and left on the earbud, in case you're wondering, for anyone wondering about that. And it's actually playing music as we speak. I must have accidentally tapped the touch feature. These are touch controls, so, you know, there we go. All right, so it's charging right now. It seems to be working just fine. So far, so good. I haven't had any issues, any hiccups. This is my first time trying to sync it. And the same process that I just went through, 9 times out of 10, you guys are going to go through too. Just make sure you tear off those little plastic tips that I did earlier in the video, because some people been having a problem where they didn't know that and they thought it was a feature on a headset, and so their headset just died after the first time of use. Now, the most important part of this section, how do they actually fare in real time when using them with either music or gaming? And I'm going to actually do both for you guys in this video. So first things first, let's do a music test. So I'm gonna pop these bad boys open and use them, of course. Now I think about it, they didn't come with any other earbud tips, just this size. That's kind of disappointing. Normally I keep the rubber tips All right. Here we go. About to play some Warzone for you guys. And the touch buttons are very, very sensitive on this. Just me putting it in my ear, I managed to change the song that fast. I don't know if you saw that. I didn't even try to. Jesus, it sounds really good. Very deep bass. It sounds very, very crystal clear, by the way. And these are bass heavy. They live up to the name BassJaxx, I'll tell you that much. Okay, so you can't hear the music, so let me kind of explain it to you. So if you've ever followed any of my reviews, you already know that I love Soundcore Anchor headphones. It's one of my favorite. I think they're bass magnets. These are very strong in terms of bass. The one that I popped into my ear, first of all, they're super comfortable. Let me actually, let me flip this around. So can I do that while I'm recording? I don't think I can. So it's all right. I'll just show you in the next section. These sound crystal clear. I cannot, they're clear. I'm stuttering over here. I was not, let me breathe. Give me 1 second. I'm actually a little bit excited. Plus I'm a little bit tired. The quality of these are super clear. The bass is very, very heavy, but the rest of the sound quality doesn't suffer. Now the song Warzone has violins in the beginning of the song. Once the bass drops, it's thumping. It sounds very, very good. I don't feel like any of the music is actually suffering. What I mean by that is a lot of times with other headphones, sometimes the vocals sound crystal clear while the instruments in the background take a back seat, meaning it's too low to really differentiate the different instruments in a song. Those are really unbalanced headphones. And a lot of people don't realize this, but when you buy cheaper headphones that are $5, $6, you're not getting quality of sound. You're just getting something that, you know, for the most part, is just to get you to where you need to be. And most people are comfortable with that because they don't necessarily know what sounds better, or they don't want to spend a certain amount of money, so they stay in the same category. These sound crystal clear. Really good. So good, in fact, that I dare say that if I compared them to the JLab Minis, if I compared them to the Life Note Cs, the bass on these is powerful. It sounds good. It's comparable sound to those earbuds. I'm not even joking when I say that. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that the longevity of the headset is going to last as long or the build quality is as good. I'm not crazy now, but I do want to just preference by saying if you buy the Cubes just for strictly music so far, they sound wonderful. Really, really good. Now, I'm going to play another song, Fire and Ice, or Ice and Fire, because that has vocals. And I want to actually hear how clear that is. Because the instrumental is one thing. Again, it sounds really good. Let me skip forward a little bit. Sounds good. Sounds really good. Okay, so let me kind of give you a test of how good it sounds with Ice and Fire. This is a song that actually has audio. Now, one reason it's easy to just play music and say you play instrumental. It's another thing when you hear the quality of the vocals. The reason why I'm telling you that is for the people out there that listen to Beyonce, Taylor Swift, anybody that you listen to, this headset quality is not going to suffer when you listen to a particular artist. It sounds very clear, very good. I don't have any breakage. The volume wasn't even at the highest volume, and I'm not going to turn it up because one, I feel like it's going to damage my ears, and two, it's just so crystal clear that I'm like, normally with cheaper headphones, you have to turn up the volume in order to really hear the quality of sound. And when you start doing that, it breaks up, or you might have some type of static or connectivity issues. That seems to be a thing of the past with most modern headsets. With the Bluetooth 5.3 connectivity and things like that, I don't have any issues whatsoever with connectivity. Off camera, of course, before I, actually played the songs that I played for you guys, I listened to The Grinch from Trippie Redd. I tried Topanga. And Topanga is a song from Trippie Redd, not Boy Meets World. I tried, to give you an example of just the range of music I tried, I did some Juice WRLD songs. I forget what some of them are called, but it was on my personal phone. he has some pretty good songs. I can't believe I forgot some of his songs. Anyway, the point is that I did about 2 or 3 songs for him, and then I topped it off with King Von, Took Her to the O, and I did Casanova, Set Trippin'. And every single song that I listened to, none of the quality suffered whatsoever. If you're a music lover and you're looking for something that could hold you over, you know, either you're looking for something that's affordable, which this is it, or you're looking for something to hold you over until you get the headset that you actually want, like a higher end headset. Because again, not everyone has the money to just throw on these headphones. Sometimes you just need something to get you where you need to be. It may not be necessarily what you want, but you'll be pleasantly surprised when you hear it. And I think that this headset does a good job of you being pleasantly surprised when you hear the quality of it. You're not going to go wrong with that. Now, gaming, I'm not too sure yet. We're going to try that in the next section. I'm going to go ahead and sync this to my Steam Deck and give it some time, play it a little bit, and see how it fares from there. So for video purposes, I did want to show you guys that the EP0702 TWS is currently pairing connected to the Steam Deck. And I'm going to pop them in my ears, as you can see, right side over here, left side on the other side. And I am currently playing a game. It is going to be Resident Evil 3 Remake. All right, so let's see what's going on here. Just gotta wait for it to load, and then I can kind of give you an accurate assessment of how well it sounds in terms of gunfire. I'm gonna shoot a couple bullets, run around, hear the monsters yell and scream, and see if it can keep up with it in real time and see if there's any type of lag. All right, so far it sounds pretty good. Like there is actually no lag whatsoever in terms of my character running. I can hear the save music just fine. I'm gonna go over here just to be safe and let's do this. All right. All right. So far, so good. It sounds very, very good. Like when you use these type of headphones, especially for gaming, whether it's a Nintendo Switch or a Steam Deck or whatever, you want to make sure that the quality of sound is there. A lot of times with these headphones, they boast that they have some type of amazing latency mode and there's no lag. And the reality is you have to put it in gaming mode in the settings for it to do what it says it does. But for the BassJaxx headphones right here, I don't have that problem at all. Every single thing that I'm doing. Did I jump down here already? Yeah, this is where Nikolai was. Let me just. Oh, he got up. Huh. I mean, yeah, so far it sounds really good. I don't have any issues with here. Like I said before, there is no lag whatsoever with this headset. Oh, stabbed me. Uh-oh. All right, sounds pretty good so far. I don't have any issues. It's working. Oh, I'm about to die. I'm about to die already. But this game is so long. Actually, you know what? I forgot I had this weapon. This work. It really doesn't. Let me see. All right, so the stabs are accurate. Yeah, shotgun is super accurate with the way it sounds when hitting enemies, if we're being honest here. So, to kind of give you guys an idea of what it is I'm talking about, whenever you play games like Call of Duty, Smash Bros, Super Smash Brothers, for the people who don't know what that is, Nier Automata. As a matter of fact, I'll just show you my list of games that I actually have downloaded. I have 108 games, but only installed 18. State of Decay, Telesophonia, Elden Ring. I tried Armored Core with this, 7 Days to Die, and a couple other games. The sound is super accurate. I don't have any lag latency whatsoever. There's no skipping. When there's explosions in other games, it doesn't suffer. It doesn't static. It's a really good headset, surprisingly. And to be honest with you, I said this before in other videos, BassJaxx, depending on which model you buy, lately their headphones have really been stepping it up at Five Below, where it feels like they're contenders for companies like JLab and Soundcore by Anchor. I'm referring to the cheaper headsets from both of those companies. These are pretty good. Now, will they replace a pair of Life Note C's or E's? Will they replace JLab Minis, not necessarily in terms of longevity, because those companies tend to make a more solid, better built product overall, but these are a close second or third. They're not bad at all. I like them a lot. And to be honest with you, it's really pleasant to know that you can go to a Five Below, which is practically everywhere depending on where you live, and buy yourself an inexpensive headset. Go to YouTube, look at a review before you do so, and see if it's actually worth purchasing for yourself or for a child or for a birthday gift or whatever. It doesn't really matter. I think these are very respectable headphones so far, and you won't go wrong with them. So right here, guys, this is the quality of sound that you're going to get if you decide to speak on the phone with this or do some type of recording. Now, I do want to preference this by saying that if you have Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, depending on your network, the network quality does determine what the other person's going to hear depending on the signal strength. But as long as the signal is strong, this is what you're going to hear. Now, personally, I haven't heard the sound. I have no idea how it sounds until I actually review this part. This is why I'm trying to take an unbiased taste on this headset. Instead of me telling you, oh, the sound is so amazing, you're going to love it. It's one thing when it comes to music, because I have to hear that in real time and give you an accurate review of how I personally feel. Again, each person is different. Someone may say they hate it. Some people will say they love it. But I think the general consensus would be with music is that it just sounds good. Now, for the audio right here, again, like I said, it's really up to you to decide the audio quality, talking in the subway, being able to ride a bike, wind pressure, different conditions. Headphones are going to either suffer, they're going to stutter, they're going to not lag or anything, but depending on how much air hits the microphone, it really depends. So if you're a person out in the streets and you're riding a bike and you're just playing music, or you're running on a track, or just walking, doing exercises, I think that this headset is really, really good for that. Now, granted, it doesn't have an IP rating or anything, but it doesn't change the fact that just a little sweat, anything can take a little sweat or a couple drops of water here and there. You should be fine. Just don't get drenched, safety first. So with that being said, let's get this conclusion going, whether this is actually worth it. So to answer the question whether these headphones are worth the asking price, I'm going to say absolutely they are. They're wonderful headphones. Now, I don't normally say that with some of these reviews. I have been trying to change up how I review certain products and be more lenient because of the product name, the company that's making it, where you buy that, all that matters. You can't be too harsh on a product and expect people to take your opinion seriously. I learned that a long time ago. It's been a couple years now with the West network, and I had to dramatically change my outlook on things. Now, in terms of quality of music, for anyone that just skipped to the last part, the music sounds, like I said before, it sounds closer to the Life Note C's. It sounds like the JLab Minis. Another earbud that I would compare this to is probably the Life Note 3Is. I think that's what they're called. It's like deep bass noise cancellation headphones. Now, granted, this doesn't sound better than that, but I'm just saying a similar sound in terms of deep bass depth. The bass doesn't overtake the music. You can still hear the instruments in the background. Whenever the vocals come in, sometimes headphones tend to take a back seat, and you can visually hear the music in the background get lower until the vocals are over. This doesn't do that. It's actually balanced very, very well. Even the design isn't bad. When you snap this part shut and you shake it, you might hear the headphones move inside, but as you can see, it's still charging, so they're locked in. And on top of that, the case is very sturdy in my opinion. So if it's getting thrown around in your book bag, if it falls to the ground, I don't believe that this top is going to pop open. I don't want to test it, but so far, compared to so many other headphones where you just lift it open effortlessly, they definitely are going to be secured inside this case. So that's the music aspect. Sounds very good. You see me with it with the Steam Deck, which means that it does have the capability of handling games like Cyberpunk and other games. I tried it out. I played a little Diablo 4, just, for the background noise. I tried Lies of P. I tried, 7 Days to Die, and just a plethora of games, right? Because that's what I play normally anyway on a regular basis. And it kept up with the sound. I didn't have any laggy moments. I didn't have any issues where I swung the sword and you heard the enemy block it 2 seconds later. It kept up. A lot of these cheaper headphones, the quality have really skyrocketed from back in the day when earbuds were more of a fad and they were trying to figure out how to get the left bud to connect to the right bud properly. And I remember those days because I was buying headphones back then. Unfortunately, and I will say unfortunately, the battery life doesn't last for 30 hours, 24 hours, I mean. It lasts for a couple hours, it'll die, and then you put it back in the case. It makes perfect sense. Now, The only reason I can't give you an accurate assessment on the battery itself is because I use it strictly for gaming and less phone talking. So it really depends on what it is you're doing. If you're watching movies, if you're talking on the phone, you're going to get a dramatically different battery life, just like AirPods. It may say 5 hours per charge for music, but then you get 2.5 hours for talking. It varies because you're using different aspects of the speaker itself, the microphone. So I'll just leave that to the user experience. But if you're one of those people where you're like, I just need to use it for commute, I need to use it with my tablet, I'm watching a podcast, different things, yeah, it's going to work great for you. I have no issues with these headsets. The only downside is that they don't really have a warranty because it is Five Below. But then again, they're $7 to $8 in order to get them at Five Below. This particular one I like. Now, like I said before, I don't think that this is going to be a higher quality in terms of longevity than, say, the JLabs or the JBLs or the Soundcores or any of those, but this will get you to where you need to be comfortably. It sounds good. They feel okay in the air, if we're being completely honest here. They weren't the most comfortable because it's not many, it's just a weird, I'm not gonna say it's a weird design, but if you look at how fat these are, they're pretty big. Now, when I put them inside my ear, it fit in just without a problem. Smaller ear people, you might have an issue with these. Bigger ear people, you might have to change the actual rubber tip on the headset to make it, fit in your ear canal a little bit deeper so you get even more bass than what these already offer. And unfortunately, there were no actual headphones, like rubber tips inside the box. So it is what it is. Now, is it worth it? Absolutely. I like these. This is a headset that I would definitely keep like on deck, like in the back in case something happened to my other ones. And I would use this all the time. As a matter of fact, I would use this headset. It's currently connected to this tablet right here. And whenever I use my Bluetooth keyboard and stuff, and I'm writing a chapter of my book, I decided to rewrite it, back from high school and just redo and hash the story. This is the headset that I'm definitely going to use for that, just to keep it separate from everything else. And I'll be good to go. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Like and subscribe like always, and I will see y'all in the next video.